Welcome, foolish mortals. How's everybody doing tonight? Thought I'd come on for a little while tonight and talk about the new Justice League trailer and Star Wars, Star Trek, kind of whatever we want to talk about. But I really want to talk about everybody else's collections. So as soon as we get a couple of people on, we'll start that discussion. Until then, the new episode of WandaVision is coming out. And on Friday, I'm going to do a live stream, kind of a watch, and hey, Sandra, how you doing? Going to do a watch and review at 1 a.m. Mountain Time. Going to do a live stream. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Good. It's a good day. It's not 90 degrees below zero, and we have power. So everything's good in Colorado. But I was just saying that I got a live stream set up for Friday morning to watch WandaVision episode 7. Should be pretty good. If you guys want to join, please do. I'll mention a couple more times. But really, I just wanted to kind of come in. Hey, TW, how you doing? And talk about a few, entertainment things. But really, I want to know more about you guys' collections. I know, Dave, you've got a huge collection of stuff. And TEW, I would suppose you have a decent collection of wrestling stuff. Sandra, what do you collect? I kind of am into a little bit of everything. Figures and comics and cards. I kind of have a shotgun collection. Shotgun way of collecting, as it were. I don't actually have shotguns. If anybody from the government is listening. Cool. I had to change my schedule as well. Last week it was a lot of fun, even though it was early. But that'd be cool. I know there's a couple of them on Facebook I'm a part of, but mostly it's people trying to sell stuff off and on. But and you're lucky with the DC multiverse, considering how much of that he's pumping out so quickly. Yeah, everybody seems to be getting into DC and Marvel again, which is great, because there for a while, Marvel Legends figures just hung on the shelves. That's what's nice about almost all these figures is they come with extra heads or hands or whatever. And they kind of figured out that if they could make Hot Toys at a cheaper price, people would buy them. Hey, WWE Figs, how you doing? Speaking of Funky Pops, I did get a couple new ones today. I got Elvis from the 68 Comeback Special and Elvis from Jailhouse Rock. Those are pretty cool. Picked them up at a Walmart over near me. Well, I'm trying not to buy more Pops, but Black Series I'm kind of getting back into, and the Red Series from Transformers. I have 2 new ones of those being shipped out, and there's another series of them coming soon. Yeah, I do like both of these. Oops. Man, I am not good at this. I don't like my computer camera. It's like trying to play a video game where all the controllers are inverted, and I'm not good at that. But yeah, oh, nice. Any of those Ahsokas. I wish I could have gotten the one from Walmart recently. That was an exclusive to them, but it was just impossible to find over here. I mean, I went to all over town. I went all the way out to Broomfield and stuff looking for those, Sandra, and I could not find them. But I did get most of my Rebels ones, which are over here, including Ahsoka from Big Bad Toy Store. Nice. Have WWE figs, have you went over to Walmart, or not Walmart, McDonald's, and had gotten a Pokemon anniversary Happy Meal yet? Nice. I have considered liquidating. I'm actually going to have a ton of my stuff at a local show in June, but I can't get rid of my Transformers. There's just certain things I can't get rid of, and Transformers and Star Trek and Star Wars are the three things that will be the absolute last to go out of my collections. But yeah, Walmart sucks. Unfortunately, they're cheap and they actually get toys, where Target recently hasn't been getting us anything, really. It's been sad. Although I am going to go look for that Silver Surfer exclusive again and Zartan at some Walgreens. I might go tomorrow for a little while and do a few. At least do. I went today to a Walmart and they didn't really have too much, but I did do a video for it. Oh, see, I didn't buy any of the masterpieces, Dave. I really wanted to, but they were expensive at the time, and I was kind of trying not to collect at all then. And the Titans Returned, and then I got stuck in the Power of the Primes. Mine was the Combiner Wars, pulled me back into Transformers. I love the Combiners, and so it was easy to pull me back in to have completely new full-size Combiners. You know, of course, I never opened them, so it doesn't really do me any good. But I like having them all together, and someday I'll get them back up on my walls. No, I'm pretty sure I saw him recently. I don't remember. I've either seen him recently or I saw him on somebody else's video hunt recently. Nice. I have the Triplicon. He's actually up here, and I got him at Ross for $30, and I was super happy with that. That's kind of what pulled me back into Titan Returns, because then I saw the that Ross started getting a lot of those. So I actually started picking up a ton of Combiner Wars and Titan Returns and Power of the Primes from them. Nice. I haven't seen any of my Walgreens have those yet, but I'm sure they will eventually. Then they'll be everywhere. I've thought about that. I was looking through my old Transformers the other day, and most of the stickers have kind of come off, but I just haven't gotten around to it, or I just won't bother. Just because I'm once I start putting stuff out again. Oh, it's the normal Silver Surfer. I thought there was a Walgreens exclusive that was the Fallen Silver Surfer. That was a cool one, Dave. I did like the look of that, and I don't collect a lot of Marvel, so I never have really gotten into it. But every so often there's some that really look nice. The Morbius is cool. The Silver Surfer is pretty cool. I'm actually using that as trade bait for somebody if I can find it for a Transformer I need that they have. But I like that Peter B. Parker too. That seems to be turning into a peg warmer everywhere. So I'm sure eventually I'll get that for cheap. But Marvel stuff is short on the shelves at the moment. Although it does seem like the WWE stuff is coming back in. No, I haven't gotten to start watching AEW yet. I've watched a few clip matches and stuff on YouTube, but we had a couple of people quit at work, and so my work has now gone insane. So, yeah, I saw that, and I saw that Series 3 has hit Walmart's. I was hoping to see some of those tomorrow if I go out. I'm going to go out a little further afield. See if I can't at least find some of them to take pictures of, or make a video out of. But they need to be careful, or they're going to pump these out too fast. And then if they get a glut of them on the shelf, suddenly, you have Series 4 coming out, but Series 1 and 2 have now dumped out. That could be a problem. Dave, I was watching a video today. Somebody they restocked Walmart really well. They had 5 Hand Ninjas there. Looked like they've gotten quite a few cases of the new Marvels in. But I keep going looking for new Black Series, or any Black Series I don't have that I might want. I need to start hitting more GameStops. My local GameStop is kind of infested with people who pay off the managers to have them hold things and stuff like that for them, so I don't get to see nearly as much as I'd like to there. Plus, it's a small store, so they don't get a lot if you don't pre-order. So I need to start pre-ordering any Black figures I want. It was back east. I think it was in Virginia. But if I saw them, I would have purchased them because I could use them as a giveaway. So, which I'm still thinking about doing a WWE or AEW giveaway for once I hit 300 subscribers. We'll see. I know that I did a AEW opening, and it's actually one of my lowest count videos ever. So don't know if my group is into wrestling as much as my live stream guys are. Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, and I think I'm going to just have to start pre-ordering stuff. I do like the hunt, but, after a while, you can spend 6 or 7 hours hunting and not find anything, and have just wandered around town. I mean, it is nice to get out of the house, but at the same time, it does get, I went to like 6 or 7 Walgreens on a hunt not too long ago, and I found nothing. Hit a couple Walmarts, found nothing. I spent a whole day just driving around, and I found, pretty much nothing. I'm actually thinking about going over a state and heading out to Kansas to do a couple toy hunts. But I don't know if I want to do that on my only day off. We'll see. I only get 1 day off a week now, so we'll see if I decide to drive. It'd be about 3 hours there and 3 hours back, and about a half hour for the hunt. I do need to go to 2nd and Charles. I haven't been over there in quite a while because a lot of times their prices are way out of line, and I hate that they don't have bags. So you're telling me you only want me to buy what I can carry? No, we can sell you bags. No, I'm good. I'll buy either exactly what I can carry, or I'll buy nothing. And I know that's stupid, but it's like at the Disney store when they don't want you. They give out thousands and thousands of plastic bags every day at the parks, but at the 15 remaining Disney stores around the country, they can't be bothered to give you a bag to take your stuff home in. I'm sorry, that woman just bought a $300 doll, and you're not going to give her a bag? Yeah, that's annoying. And 2nd Charles does that too. That's okay. Downfall can always join some other time. He's probably got school. But I know there are a couple people who wanted to join but can't because they don't have any real power. So nice. And they do randomly get stuff because people take their collections in to sell them there. That's why every so often when my comic book store, All See Collectibles, sometimes they get a big collector who will sell them a whole bunch of stuff, and then I'll get a note. I'll get a text or something that says, hey, we're going to mark all this stuff and put it out. Come down and take a look. So, every so often I've gotten some really good 3 3/4 inch figures that I needed out from that, and they'll let several of us know, and we'll go down and buy it all. and then help them put the rest out on the shelves. So, but um, I have bought a few of the. I need to get more of the backfill. You can see on the bottom rows down here, I've got a whole bunch of them sideways and a whole bunch. I probably have about 80 of the Black Series figures. Jeez. I've never seen a Snake Eyes from the new Joes out anywhere. Did you notice how much they were charging for them? Yeah, there's a lot of that all over the country. I have family in Kansas who they don't have internet and they at least have power, but their internet's down at the moment. Uh, no, not really. I'm about to because NECA got the rights to um, Universal Monsters, and I love the Universal Monsters, so more than likely I will. They've almost tricked me into it several times. I would have liked to have gotten the Bill and Ted, but I'm just not going to pay that much. So, you know, that's a good price. You know, you never know about Second and Charles. Sometimes they mark stuff up way too much. But I do need to go over there because there's a couple pops I need. Um, but I don't really know. I'm trying to remember what they were now. I'll remember when I see them. Oh, the gummy bears are out, and I want to get those. But the NECA figures, I want. Um, I might own a couple from the old days of NECA, but I don't own any of the new boxed ones, the Predators or the Aliens or anything like that, even though they are really nice. Um, they never go on clearance, which is also nice. And see, the Turtles and the Back to the Future, those are close to tricking me into collecting them, especially the new movie Turtles 2-packs. I love those. I haven't seen them live yet. I've only seen the Splinter and what is it, Splinter and Shredder, but the Turtles look really cool, and so I might buy one of those as a giveaway. We'll see if I ever run across them. And then I saw a Terminator. That was really cool. I've thought about that. And then that Super Shredder from Secret of the Ooze is really nice. Yeah, Sandra, I haven't seen any of those, the Turtles yet. I have seen the 2-packs that are from the movie of just Splinter and Shredder, I think. And then I've seen the comic ones at Target a lot, and the Krang. But I haven't seen any of the Turtles yet. Oh, that's a nice cover. Um, I really, I was really hoping that he would be able to end up playing Spawn. He would be perfect for it. He really would have been. It would have been completely different from uh, Black Panther, but would have really been cool. Did you guys all see the uh, Justice League, the Zack Snyder Justice League trailer? Is anybody looking forward to that? Because honestly, I just Ralph in case you back Super Shredder talking on Razor. Yeah. Hey Franco, how you doing? The Zack Snyder. I just I don't think I care. I don't know. I have HBO Plus, but I don't really want to watch a 4-hour version of that movie. I didn't particularly care for the 2-hour version of it. And there was stuff about it to be hopeful for, definitely. But, they're saying they gave him $140 million to reshoot 70 or more percent of the movie. Well, that's just another Justice League movie. Um, Also, have they figured out is this just another version, an alt version? Like, I mean, is this a Crisis on Infinite Earths thing where we saw the Justice League movie, and then this is a Zack Snyder version of that in a different dimension or whatever. If I see him, I'll let you know. But I think anymore, it seems to be the best way to get those is um, order them from what is it, Ringside Collectibles? Um, because you can't find them anywhere. It's easier just to pre-order them from them. Yeah, if you're going to do it, you're going to need to do it quick, TEW, because tomorrow or Friday is episode 7. There's only 8 episodes, and I get the feeling episode 7 is going to have a lot of stuff in it. But yeah, Franco, I'll probably end up watching it. I watched Wonder Woman 84, so yeah, and now his movie's moving forward again. So hopefully, we'll get Crisis on Infinite Earths, or trying to remember what a Flashpoint is, what his thing's called. So hopefully we'll get that. But we'll see. Yeah, Dave, it was, and I did a whole video on that, but it was like it needed a rewrite before they went to shooting, and nobody pointed out glaring errors in it. And it was one of those things where it was bad. Yeah, and of course, we've only ever seen him in Justice League, really, so it's hard to do that. He was already supposed to have had another movie, and all this, there was already supposed to have been a Justice League 2 by now. But yeah, Wonder Woman 84 did feel phoned in. Like, people who didn't understand what made the first one work wrote this script. It was like, oh, well, we'll do this. I just recently saw the how it should have ended, and of course, as usual, they're pretty on the ball about how things go. I'm getting used to Grogu. I hated when people called it Baby Yoda, because it's not Baby Yoda. I always referred to it as the child. But Grogu has a historical background, why they called it that, because it's based off a Japanese series of films, and the young child in that is called something close to Grogu. I can't remember exactly what his name is, but it's the same type of show, basically. Kind of like Star Wars was based off of Kurosawa films. But we still haven't seen any Hasbro products come out with Grogu's name on it. So we'll have to see how quickly they can make that transition to Grogu. But yeah, if you didn't see the original Justice League, I wouldn't. Kind of like, I would say, skip. If you saw, did you see Suicide Squad? Because the second one of that looks like it's going to be much, much better. I don't know if they're even going to mention the other Suicide Squad movie or not. If they do, it'll be interesting to see how. But I think definitely it's going to be better. Oh, excuse me. It's a long day. But at TEW, and they're only half-hour episodes, and it is a slow burn. So you're gonna have to just go with it until like episode 3 or 4, and then it starts rolling. It also depends on how much of the Marvel movies you've seen. Yeah, Flag is back, and Harley's back, and Boomerang's back. So a few people who are back, but we'll see. also Jared Leto's back in the Justice League movie, but he looks like he came off the set of, you know, yeah, Will Smith was awesome in that, as he generally is. It should have just been his movie, and then they could have brought him in to a Suicide Squad movie. I think part of the DC's problem is that um, they wanted to hurry up and get caught up to Marvel, and so they wanted to work backwards, like put out Justice League, then have an Aquaman movie. Put in Batman versus Superman, then have a Wonder Woman movie. Put out Justice League, then have a Flash movie, then have a Cyborg movie. And I think that's where they made their big mistake. Hey, Sleeping, how you doing? Are you Sleeping? Are you going live or anything tonight? We're kind of just BSing about the DC universe at the moment. Which is amazing to me that DC can kind of do their television stuff right. They've done their animated stuff incredibly well. But then the people who are in charge of the movies are just helpless, it seems. I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see, what they're going to do with it. Okay, cool. I'll try and get on. That's 7 o'clock my time. That's early enough. I got to be at work at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, so I got to be in bed kind of early today. But unless you're at home and would like to come on, I could try and invite you and see if that works. Yeah, Dave, and that in the Justice League trailer, he definitely looks like he's supposed to be more of a cross between Jared Leto. I mean, not Jared Leto, Joaquin Phoenix and Heath Ledger. So it'd be interesting to see how they've done that with him, and he looked pretty good actually in a little bit of the trailer. So we'll have to see how that goes, or if that's just all a dream again, or what it. I'm getting tired of these dream things. Franco, I've really enjoyed WandaVision, especially once they added Wu and Darcy. I'm all for Wu and Darcy series where they investigate crimes, and will relaunch the X-Files just with new Marvel characters. Like I was telling these guys, I'm doing a watch, kind of a watch and review party at 1 a.m. Mountain Time on Friday morning. If anybody wants to join, I'll have it. So, yeah, and Disney owns the X-Files now, so they can pretty much do whatever they want with it, with the concept, without getting sued. I was all for, if they hadn't brought Wu in, that Mulder could have been the FBI agent that was looking in on whoever it is. We still don't know who they're protecting in the city, because they just kind of dropped that storyline, and I think that could be really significant. Since we're talking about WandaVision for a minute, what is everybody's guess as to who the scientist is who's coming in this next episode? Mine is Reed Richards, because they already said they were moving forward with some Fantastic Four stuff, so I think they've done some casting behind our backs, and I think it's Reed Richards. Some people have kind of pushed forward Beast. Yep, there he is. Yep, Hank McCoy would be very cool. And that would allow you to introduce him before. And Ron, how you doing? And Hank, it would allow them to, the way they're starting to create mutants in this world would be interesting. Except now, I'm really confused about the whole Quicksilver thing, because even he knows his face is different, and I don't get that. But Mephisto, if he's in this, he can do a lot of things. So we'll have to see. But I do think Reed and Hank McCoy, I think, are the big, the top two everybody's going with. There have been people who wanted it to be Bruce Banner, but I don't think they'll bring him in. Yeah, and they've kind of said that that's what's happening to everybody. So if the hex has gone out and it has absorbed the sword base, and then it goes back in, then all those people will have went through the hex the same number of times as Rambeau has. So it'll be interesting to see if how many of those people are turned into mutants, or if it's just certain ones. Yeah, I think she's actually going to have her powers coming up in either this episode or the next, because you wouldn't just introduce her and then have her get her powers later in another film. And they already said if you go through again, it could be, it could mess you up. So I think she's going to go through again. It's going to finalize it. And yeah. And then Photon will be born, as it were. I did definitely think that in the Hex, it's interesting, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yes. That was a great series. That was a really old series from the 90s. Kind of a Goosebumps wannabe, but it was actually really well. I think her name's Photon, isn't it? Because she takes her name from her mom. I don't know. Or she could be, I can't keep track of all the Marvel people that aren't or possibly are coming. That is true, Dave. She did. So, she's got a lot of stuff going on, and she could be a lot of people. What? Please. If I said that kind of stuff and I said, well, it's a great series, it was on while I was in college, that dates me pretty bad. The good thing about you sleeping is you're an old soul. So you've seen a lot of, while you may have not seen the Indiana Jones trilogy, you have seen and know a lot of older stuff. Yeah, and yeah, and the new series is supposed to be really good. I haven't caught the new series yet. So is supposedly the new Goosebumps stuff, but and I haven't caught the new Twilight Zone. I loved all those creepy type shows. I just never got around to catching them again because either I don't have cable or I run out of time. WandaVision is about what I make my time to watch recently. Apart from that, well, I'm doing this, so YouTube eats up time, and then I'm working 10 to 12 hours, 6 days a week at the moment. So between that and hunting, I don't have a lot of time to watch TV. So I generally come home and watch sitcoms, or I watch a lot of British television. So there's a few shows that I love watching that are only in England. So, a lot of people have recommended Lock and Key, and I'm definitely thinking of it. Is that on Netflix? Who's streaming that? If it's Netflix, I think I may have already put it in my queue, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I've wanted to start watching that because I've told that's really good. I'm told I need to watch The Expanse. It's supposed to be really good. There's a new show with Alan Tudyk where he's an alien on Earth, kind of like a Mork and Mindy type show, I guess. Something Visitor. Blackadder is always good. If you've seen Blackadder, of course, you've probably seen a lot of Mr. Bean and stuff. Have you ever watched the show he was on called The Thin Blue Line, where he plays a police officer? That's a great show. Sleeping, I love Dairy Girls at the moment. A show called Vera. I'm a huge fan of the Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes, and the Poirot series. I like a lot of mysteries. Midsummer Murders, I like. And then Spaced was one of my favorite shows. There's also a show called Dead Pixels that's in its just finished season 2. It's great. You'd probably really like Dead Pixels. And I've watched, The Young Ones and Red Dwarf since the beginning, and Doctor Who since Tom Baker in the 80s. So I've watched a lot, and I do watch some dumb shows like um, I watched Would I Lie to You, which is a kind of a game showy thing, and a couple others that now I've kind of blown my mind off of. Spaced was great, and Red Dwarf. I actually am one season behind on Red Dwarf. I didn't see season 12, and I haven't watched the new movie yet. I need to actually make time to do that. The Young Ones. I loved The Young Ones and The Dangerous Brothers and Bottom and Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister. Are You Being Served, of course, is always a great show. Dad's Army. Allo, Allo. I love classic British shows almost as much as I like classic American shows. And then they make great documentaries. And so I love watching stuff on medieval Europe or Victorian England, things like that. But yeah, it's and there's a lot of good stuff on TV over there. And what's nice is, and we're starting to start that over here, especially with like The Mandalorian and WandaVision and all that, is learning that you don't need 22 episodes of a show. Yeah. Are You Being Served? It hits a little close to home if you've worked in any kind of retail. Sleeping every time I watch one of your streams, it makes me happy. It really does. And someday when I get up to your level, then we'll definitely have to do something. Yes, I don't. Some of those I don't like the in your face stuff. I just like. Vera is really good, and there's all kinds of British murder mystery shows. They do those really well. Hey, Thunder, how you doing? Well, now we're talking about British television series that we like. Spaced and Red Dwarf and Are You Being Served and things like that. I actually really did like Sherlock for a while. But then season 3 and 4 were just horrible, and I went right back to Jeremy Brett and the real version of Holmes, and it was like going home again. He is. He's all about positivity, and sure, I'll pop in. Oh, those Blacklight Joker pops are cool. All those Blacklight figures are very popular, and they're very cool. I like the Batman, the Joker, and the Harley from the animated series are nice. The Marvel ones were cool, and they're supposedly doing Blacklight versions of the Haunted Mansion for this Christmas. All right, Halloween. Sorry. So I'll have to see. Then they've got a couple Blacklight Nightmare Before Christmas is coming, along with a Nightmare Before Christmas train set. There's too many Funkos as usual. It's one of those things where you can't keep track, and Funko keeps pumping stuff out. Of course, they've been pumping all week for their Emerald City Comic Con thing. Yeah, it's supposed to be like it's all the same colors as they normally be. You can see them right up here, except when you hit them with a black light, they kind of glow. But but they look really pretty cool. There's another series of Super 7 Haunted Mansion figures coming too, along with Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, Dave, you've been pumping stuff out. I've got a video dropping tomorrow of after work hunt I did today, but man, there's just nothing out there. And so I'm trying to fill space with either some live streams or other stuff. Oh, I did get, apart from the pops that I showed you guys earlier of Elvis, I picked this up at Best Buy today. It was on sale for $30. So I was really happy with that because I wanted it, but I wasn't going to pay $80 for it. And now I don't have to. And somewhere in my house, I've got the original one of those from when Star Wars came out. But of course, I want to open this one up. But Dave, I've got to record one tomorrow. I'm going to do another AEW opening. Even though those don't seem to do well for me, I've got them, so I might as well do the opening. And then next week, I think I'm going to get a guest to come in. I got a buddy who's huge into wrestling, and he's been wanting to come and talk to the guys who do the wrestling stuff. And he's been going to stuff, since the 80s. So he's got grip on every wrestler. He's huge into lucha libre, into Japanese wrestling, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and so and I think it's because I don't have a good setup for it to start with. And I mean, what can you really tell? Yeah, they're great. Here's what they look like. They look cool. Here's the bendy bits, and you should buy them. But you got people like Downfall on TEW and stuff who can make these things move and dance, and I think they do better with those. Ms. Stargill has been doing a few figure reviews too. That's cool. TEW, that's okay. It's just enough to be here and say hey. But yeah, and I got both of them, and my buddy who's huge into wrestling, he's like, oh yeah, those are good ones to get, and I'm like, yeah, because look at them, look how cool they are, and the tats and stuff on them. That's why I would really like McFarlane to branch out away from Batman and do things that are more than just Batman. But then he picked a really bad Spawn figure. That Spawn to having his gold series, that's a peg warmer everywhere I go. The Witcher is selling okay and the Batman's selling okay, but that Spawn figure just sits there. It should have been a Spawn figure, not, was it Medieval Spawn or Samurai Spawn or something Spawn? It should have been Spawn, like the Mortal Kombat figures were, because you can't find those anywhere. Yeah, those Mortal Kombat figures are awesome. They really are. They've done Mandarin Spawn. Yeah, that's it. I knew it was something along those lines. But that Mandarin Spawn didn't sell well when Spawn figures were out initially. It was a peg warmer back then. Sorry, that's Madame Leota. I just got a few of these from Disney World.
Be sure to bring your death certificate.
I finally have the entire set, so now I'm super happy. But every time you move it, she laughs, which the cat seems to like, and hits it and makes it laugh. So, I'd push the button again, but I'm not sure. If it starts playing music, I'll have to take it off.
Family, friends, next of kin, summon a spirit from the mansion. Ghoulies travel from near and far. all invited to reside in a jar.
Then the other thing it does is play music, but I won't do that. All right, see you, Dave. Had good luck with those videos. That death metal Dark Knight cycle, when it has its Batman with it, is very cool. And I think I might pick up that Batman. I was really just going to keep myself to the animated series figures, but I really like that figure. It's very cool. So I might end up having to get that. And then, that's a rabbit hole I don't want to open. But then there's a couple Robins that are really nice. Sleeping, you got that 2-pack, which is very cool. Hey, Off-World, how you doing? Yeah, that Batman has started showing up, and death metal Batman. So, and he looks very cool on that cycle. When I first saw that cycle out, I was like, "What is this?" I don't do DC comics, so I didn't know what the comic was. So it was very interesting to kind of be like, oh, okay, those go together. That makes sense. You should have packaged them together. But, then he can get an extra $15 from you for the figure. Off-Road, what are you up to today? Tower and I-70 had 4 peg hooks of him. And then I saw it at Arapahoe, near Arapahoe and Parker, kind of in between there. They had a few there. And then a week or so ago, I saw it at Southlands. So I've seen it several places now, just kind of hanging. And, I've got it's either today's video or tomorrow's video of a couple hunts. And one of these targets had like 10 or 12 of the Joker. Just the normal Joker from the DC line, just clogging up its shelves. And it was sad. But that Mandarin, nobody knows what the character is. Spawn is really old. And if you don't know Spawn from back in the day, the Spawn comic has only recently started coming back into vogue again. And they've kind of been talking about the movie, but there really isn't anything to push for it. The Witcher at least has a series, which I haven't watched yet. Everybody tells me I'll like it, but I haven't seen that yet either. But the Mandarin's just clogging up shelves, and then right after it is The Witcher, but usually they're pretty short packed. But and then I really wish McFarlane would have done something with the Star Trek license. He put out that Kirk and the Picard, and that was pretty much all he did for that. And now Mego's doing it, and while Mego is okay, especially if you've seen any pictures of the new Mego Planet of the Apes figures, oh my goodness, those are so good. I cannot wait for those. I'll buy them the instant I see them, much like I bought the Super 7 figures. The Mego packaging sucks, but the figures are really nice. And the stuff that, I can't, Halo is everywhere. Every Walmart has a solid 4-foot section of Halo, and they just will not mark them down and make them go away. I don't know why they think Halo is something super impressive too, unless I am out of the video game loop too. So I suppose there was a new Halo game when the new Xbox came out, but it hasn't been anything anybody I know has been talking about, like running out to get a new Halo figure. So that's cool. And I wanted to get the Con, and then I never saw it. And then there's actually a couple of Discovery ones Mego's done that I've thought about picking up, because really it's the only the Discovery stuff that's been made. There's a couple pops out there, but I don't actually like the show. I don't like new Star Trek at all, but I'll support some of the stuff for it just because that's what I do. But I wanted the Kirk and Spock, and I bought the Uhura and the Chekhov and the Sulu back when they first came out. And then I wanted to get the Khan, but I never saw the Khan. And I wanted that mirror set, but I didn't get around to it. Don't think I had the money at the time. And then when it went on clearance, it was just gone. It was the first one that went. But the Mego stuff's weird because Target just started getting all the original first wave back in again, as if they found them in the back of a warehouse somewhere. And they're coming in and they're on clearance for like $4 and they're still not selling. And I'm talking about the Cheers and the Facts of Life and the, Happy Days and the Charmed. The stuff was like, what is this and why are we launching with this stuff? And then I heard a rumor that I don't know is true, is Not Sleeping might have seen this somewhere, that they can't make a Dracula NECA figure yet because Mego owns the rights to Bela Lugosi's face. That they have a exclusive rights with it. And so it'll be interesting to see if they do some sort of deal or if they just, buy the rights off Mego or whatever to get that NECA figure out. Because the first ones are Frankenstein and the Mummy. And then supposedly the next ones are Creature from the Black Lagoon and the Wolfman. So who knows? Hey, Ewok, what's up? I enjoyed watching you get killed earlier today. Many, many times as they picked you up and threw you down shafts as if you were the Emperor. All right, like I said, check the one out on Tower first, because I was out there last week and they had quite a few of them. I'm actually going out there probably again tomorrow, because it's far enough away they might have restocked by now. And I might head out to Southlands as well, depending on the weather and everything. And no, I guess I can't. I don't have the gas money for that. I might do it Thursday then. But Gorn. I really wish somebody. That's why I was hoping when McFarlane got the rights to Trek back to stuff, that they'd start making some stuff like Art Asylum did for the Enterprise stuff, and the Art Asylum stuff was beautiful figures. It was basically NECA figures before there were NECA figures, out where you could buy them. And I was hoping there'd be something nice like that instead of, Mego's Mego, but it's not NECA, it's not McFarlane. I would rather have McFarlane have it because the packaging would have been cool. Actually, I'd just rather Playmates got the license back, actually, and just made a whole bunch of new Star Trek stuff for like a 55th anniversary, stuff from every series, every timeline. And now that everything's back at Paramount, just, get it all together and, put it back out and get it into stores again. I'm tired of not seeing Star Trek stuff out. If DC can do well and Marvel can do well and Star Wars can do well and He-Man can be coming out, I think Trek could actually do well. Rollerball? You mean from the movie Rollerball? If you're talking Rollerball, I'm pretty sure NECA has the rights to that. I want to think I saw that as something they were talking about ages ago, as putting out. Yeah. I haven't seen Rollerball in ages. There's another movie. See, I need to catch up on other things I haven't seen, and then you say Rollerball, and I'm like, I need to go watch Rollerball. And then if I watch Rollerball, I need to watch Death Race 2000. Then I want to watch Logan's Run. See how it just throws me into a hill, and I can't ever get to the top because I can't ever watch everything. Logan's Run figures would be cool. And I think actually Mego could do those and do those pretty well Actually, I think Mego, if Mego could do that or Buck Rogers figures, Buck Rogers in the 25th century, I think that would actually work really well in a Mego look because they'd still kind of look like the old stuff. But I know Super 7 had been going after the Buck Rogers license there for a while, and I don't know whatever happened to that. They were also supposed to be working on putting out the Last Starfighter figures that LGN or Galoob were supposed to do ages ago and never did. So I don't know what happened to that either. But they're concentrating on Power Rangers and Silverhawks and Thundercats and He-Man and Transformers. They've got enough, and Voltron and a whole bunch of 80s stuff. So I would very much like them to pick up Battlestar Galactica, classic Battlestar. But Logan's Run would be very cool, especially if you've seen their Planet of the Apes figures. They could do a little carousel thing for Logan's Run. That would look cool. And do like 5-6 figures. I think they'd look really good. Super 7 does great work, and so does Mego, but the Mego figures look like Mego figures. And since I don't open anything, also they don't stand. Omega Man, or what was I'll think of it in a minute. There was another movie I was thinking of just not too long ago that needs figures, but I was really surprised to go see that the They Live stuff came out. Those were really cool, and I might have to pick at least the Piper up. I'm sure there'll be an Alien version of that coming out. Another thing I could use some figure love, it would be V, the classic V series. Those would look good as a NECA figure, especially if you had the switched heads. That would be very cool. I could get into that. Is you got Piper? See, I saw Piper, but I didn't have the money for him, so I moved to the back of the Predator pile, and somebody came and got him. I got paid and went back, and he was gone. So, as much as I hate NECA packaging, I love They Live. Did you see the They Live figures Super 7 did? Those are pretty cool. I'd say they're around here somewhere, but I don't know where, so I don't go digging for them right now. But I picked those up, and they're just 3 3/4 inch figures, but they don't have a Piper yet, which they really need to get done. But Apprentice Ewok, is there, if you're still here, are there any, classic series or even newer stuff that you think has missed out on getting an action figure line? Or anybody that's still watching? Me and Franco seem to have started dominating the conversation. And I know, Apprentice, I really enjoyed your Star Wars Land slideshow. I'm going there this December, and I'm really looking forward to it. But can't wait to see the Falcon and stuff in person. And I will turn them in. Oh, cool. And you would expect that probably of the newscasters with Obey on the package. And I'm going, I got a friend from England who's coming, a buddy from here who's coming, and we're taking my mom for her 70th birthday. A year late. We were supposed to go in December, but last year, but of course, things happened. And so we won't spend as much time as you did in there. We're taking a week, so we'll have time to do the parks real good, and we're going to spend one day in Universal because I want to go see the Harry Potter stuff. So that'll be cool. But I don't think I don't really do lightsabers. So I don't think I'll actually get that. Although that tiki glass you got was pretty cool. I really like those retro figures. The retro 6-pack, or the 6 inches. That's why I buy. I really enjoy the classic figure packaging. So whenever they put new Black Series figures out on the 40th anniversary packaging or whatever that, I buy those. You know, and I have looked at those Spider-Men. I want the J. Jonah Jameson and probably the Kingpin. But I have all those figures from the Toy Biz days as it is, although I'm about to sell almost all of them. So I do like seeing that packaging back out. Of course, you can pick up that Storm. Check your stores, your Targets. The Storms are apparently marked down to like $9 or $8 or something. So I know you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But I'll tell you what, if I see one on clearance again, I'll grab it for you if you don't already have Storm. I know there's a Wolverine coming out for that set at some point. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that Spider-Man. Because I do see those every so often, but they have started disappearing, especially as Target and a couple other places started getting their new summer mods in. Franco, if you do the NECA stuff, have you started picking up any of the Terminator ones? I saw the Terminator 2 ones, but I saw the Schwarzenegger Terminator today, which is very cool, with a couple extra heads and very neat. Nice. I've been finding more and more of my Toy Biz. I didn't actually know I owned as much as I do. But apparently I worked at KB when that was going on. And when we'd run sales, buy one, get one free or whatever, I apparently would buy more than I thought I did. Which is another reason, once I get my house back, I want to spread my collection back out through my house. And so I can actually see stuff and be like, well, I don't need that anymore. Or why did I ever buy that? Kind of like these 10-inch pops. You know, apart from the Nightmare Before Christmas is in the Haunted Mansion, I really don't need those. So I'm kind of looking at getting rid of those maybe for like $10 or $15 a piece. I'll take a loss on those sometimes, but I got to get rid of stuff. Yeah, you walk in. That's what toy collecting should be about. Is I've kind of gotten into that myself, where I'm starting to actually buy older stuff that I had when I was a kid. I found a box that has some of my preschool toys in it. It has one of these Fisher-Price balls that makes all kind of noise. I found my Sesame Street Little People house. I found my desk that has the little magnetic letters on it and chalkboard. And I found my Looneyville Choo Choo not too long ago, which is right there. And so I've been finding a lot of my classic stuff. I found my Fat Albert lunchbox. Stupid hands right there. And I don't know why, but I've kind of been in I guess I'm turning 50 this year. So I think I'm having a midlife crisis. But, kind of look at my collection. My whole life is a midlife crisis. But, finding Ghostbusters and Scooby-Doo and Back to the Future Playmobil sets is cool. And the Legos have been neat recently. And I'm finding more and more, vintage Star Wars stuff that I like. Or at least vintage package, if not vintage. And even though I'm getting rid of some of my Toy Biz stuff, I have looked through it and I'm keeping quite a bit because I really like their packaging. And some of those figures, especially like the Iron Man ones and things, were just so well made. And some of the original figures of Spider-Man, where he had so much joints, it was really good. Oh, nice. I found my $6 Million Man. He's naked. And his arm, his little flap on his arm is broke, but you can still look through his eye and see him. And then I found my I had a radio backpack for him. And I found some Micronauts that I got in probably the 90s. But then in another box, I found like the Bionic 6 figures I'd gotten ages ago. I found some Visionaries, some Thundercats. My dad was looking through stuff at his house. He found stuff from his childhood, like stuff from the Mickey Mouse Club and, stuff like that. And it was like, geez, he said, you want this stuff? I was like, yes, I do. Put that aside. Next time I'm in town, I will grab it. He's like, oh, okay, well, I found a whole bunch of stuff. So that'll be a cool box to go through once I get there. But yeah, I'm kind of on a retro kick, while also trying to maintain buying newer stuff that people would actually care about on the channel. Or, weird stuff like this. This is a puzzle for Villainous. It's actually a board game, and you get a special piece that you can use for the game. But this is a puzzle from The Great Mouse Detective, and they never did stuff for The Great Mouse Detective ever. There are 3 pops, and if you go to a box lunch, they've got a couple T-shirts and stuff for girls. But it's one of my favorite Disney movies that they've never done anything for. And I saw that in Target, and I was like, I have to have this. I'm never going to make the puzzle. I don't have the patience for a 1,000-piece puzzle. I know I don't. So, but it's Radigan, and it's, now I'll probably open it to get the piece out, just because I do have friends who want to play that game eventually once, everything settles down. But, Franco, it'd be cool if they'd make some new $6 Million Man stuff, or the Bionic Woman. Mego surely can pick those rights up cheap, or like the Wild Wild West. Those would be cool to have too. I think that might be a little too far over the line. $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman would probably sell. You'd have to explain what the Wild Wild West is to people who only know it as a Will Smith movie. I love The Great Mouse Detective. It was a good film, and of course it has the wonderful Vincent Price as the villain Radigan, and gets to do a couple songs, and he's great. He's up there with Christopher Lee. I actually have a friend who has a copy of both of their death masks, which are pretty cool. But that's the kind of stuff I'm buying now, kind of random things, or things that just throw me back a little bit. It's there's a right here is a California raisin, and I was like, I have to have this. Also, why haven't California raisins come back? Everything else has come back in vogue. Why haven't the California raisins? Maybe the music's too expensive or something now. Yeah, I never got an Oscar. And then Biff Bang Pow did some $6 Million Man figures a few years ago, and they actually did an Oscar Goldman in a lunchbox as like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I think. But didn't get it, and then it was gone. I did get the gentleman who plays Oscar Goldman. I did get his autograph a couple times. I got to meet him once. Then I sent him one of my kind of my card things I make, and he signed it. And I noticed his address, and his address was about 3 or 4 houses down from, if you know, 1050 South Cielo Drive, or 1050, something like that, is where Sharon Tate and the members of her household were killed by Charles Manson and his followers. Well, not Manson wasn't there, but and so I put in a little note, and he said, yeah, he lived there at the time, and that he'd see Sharon every once in a while, and she was a very lovely girl. And, he's happy they eventually knocked the house down and built a new house there, because it was kind of sad seeing it at the end of the lane. So that was pretty cool. But he seemed like a really nice guy. And when I met him, he was. But I didn't get to talk to him a lot then, because I didn't know anything else, or I would have asked him stupid questions about where he lives and the people who were murdered at the end of his driveway. But they also did Rudy, the doctor, and a Fembot and a Bigfoot. But you might still be able to find those if you go to eBay and put in Biff Bang Pow, $6 Million Man. There should be some in there, and even Entertainment Earth might have some of those left. They were Entertainment Earth exclusives, so they might actually have them. But as far as the classic stuff, I haven't seen $6 Million Man stuff in ages. Probably since when I met Lee Majors, the person behind me had one of their original figures in box that they were going to have him sign. And I stuck around, and he just thought that was the coolest thing to see again. But I really thought he was going to open it. But he probably knows better than to open stuff. But, well, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I don't want to take up any more time. And apparently Sleeping is going to go live at 7, which is in about 50 minutes. So I'm going to go grab some supper. And if you guys are around Friday morning at 1 a.m. Mountain Time, I'm going to be doing a live watch of WandaVision episode 7, and then we're going to discuss it for about a half hour or so after work, because I have to go to work at 5, so I have to be in bed by 2 to at least get a little bit of sleep. So thanks again for dropping by, guys. It was great talking with you and learning a little bit more about your collections and what you guys are looking for. Ewok, I'll look for those. If I see them, I'll let you know. Because I follow you on Instagram, so I'll shoot you an IM with a picture of it or something and see if you want it, and let you know the price. So thank you, guys. I'll talk to you all later. And if I see you Friday, I will. If not, I might do a live stream Sunday, depending on if I go to Kansas or if I just wander around the city all day looking for stuff. Again, thank you, guys. Talk to you later. See. Talk to you later.